Raising a child is tough. I wouldn't know, because I've never had kids, but I've watched enough seasons of Working Moms and Kim's Convenience to know that having children is a horrible idea. Kakushi Gotou is a semi-famous manga creator behind adult humor manga series Balls of Fury and Tights in the Wind. Moments after his daughter's birth, his name is recognized and the hospital staff call out his dirty manga. In that moment, Kakushi vowed to keep his career a secret from his daughter Hime.
You think I stash all my manuscripts in a secret storage locker far away from here for funsies? You think I hide the fact that this is a manga artist workspace because I'm bored? What if Hime were to show up here? What if she found out that her old man drew pervy manga filled with adult jokes? Do you have any idea what she would do?
After the sudden disappearance of his wife at sea, Kakushi is left raising the now 10-year-old Hime by himself. In order to keep his job a secret, Kakushi leaves home in a full suit on a strict schedule to make Hime believe he works a standard office job. Before getting to work, he changes into a t-shirt and shorts to meet his assistants at his office. Once arriving to work, we see the dynamics between him and his assistants. Before we can meet his whole staff, he gets a call from Satsuki, his new editor. There's just one problem. Satsuki went to Kakushi's house instead of the office, putting him in prime position to ruin these last 10 years of hard work and secrecy.
What the hell are you wearing?
What?
Why do you hate me?
I don't! I wore this to make you happy! It's not like I would put on this embarrassing shirt otherwise.
That's why I told you fools to make it wearable!
This is followed by the introduction of the show's best comedic duo in my opinion. Kakushi and Satsuki clashing drives so much of the show's best humor. Tricking Hime into thinking Satsuki is a CEO, or a new mother, either one, gets them out of their situation rather easily. Later on, after accidentally trashing her dad's career, Hime and a group of friends travel to her dad's work in search of a legendary hero who saves cats and fights off monsters known as Fancy Peeps. Once finding Kakushi, they chase him into an evil coffee lair and attack him with his own manga. One of many close calls of Hime finding out such a horrific secret. Being the fantastic father that he is, Kakushi follows Hime's summer camp trip with his staff to watch over her. While trying to ensure she has the best time possible, he accidentally hits on best girl Miss Ichiko before the weather ruins his entire trip. With no power, his staff begin to quickly lose their minds.
What are you doing?
Oh, I thought I'd draw some manga.
Same here!
Us too! Let's draw!
I thought this was our vacation. I want to draw too!
Having his staff that close to Hime could be dangerous, so they have frequent emergency drills to save face if she was to ever show up at his work unannounced. Kakushi will go to great lengths to keep his daughter safe from this terrible secret, even buying up bootleg merchandise of his own series if he must.
Synergy and blah blah blah.
And there's innovation or whatever.
Implying something or other.
Wow, look at my daddy work.
What's happening?
Disaster drill, obviously.
Yeah, what else could it be?
How would I know that?
Accidentally starting a harem, Kakushi brings a crowd of people to cheer for Hime at the sports festival, thinking that he isn't enough to support her. But, as seen with the sports festival and later on her birthday, all Hime really wants is to spend time with her dad. I know I'm sort of skipping scene to scene to give examples of Kakushi's efforts as a father, which I guess doesn't make this a normal Why I Love episode, but think of it closer to Why I Love Mr. Yang, more so than Okaho or Lab. When Hime decides she wants to get a dog, she's worried without a mom that no one would be around to take care of it. Kakushi feels like he has to fill the role of both parents for her. Now, families can look a variety of different ways, but the show puts frequent emphasis on how Hime's life has been and is currently being affected by her single parent situation. This often cuts in immediately after a comedic scene and always brings your focus back to the future segments at the opening or the end of each episode, putting small pieces together on what future Hime will think about her father and his life. But young Hime is being raised by the best anime dad. When her birthday finally rolls around, Kakushi prepares to throw her a party with all of her friends, but also a separate party with just them and Roku the puppy. Towards the end of the show, Kakushi begins to be a little more loose with how much of his life Hime is able to see. He takes her to a Christmas party filled with other authors and editors, allowing her to meet his assistants. As the show comes to a close, Kakushi finishes Tights in the Wind and then decides to work more consistent labor jobs to provide for Hime, eventually giving up on manga. But after a workplace accident, he falls into a year-long coma. Once waking up, he's found to have developed amnesia and only remembers the time 7 years ago when he was still creating manga. After a now 18-year-old Hime hears his wish of her growing up happily, she shows him all of his final chapters to spark his memory and finally complete their journey of understanding each other. So maybe watching this show twice in one day has scrambled my brain a little to have made such a different Why I Love episode, but the way the show switches from its comedic to sad tones was a really enjoyable experience. These really are my favorite videos to make, and the fun ones like Mr. Yang, Ichiya, and Kakushi are nice breaks from the more serious episodes with other characters. This isn't just a slice of life comedy with a cliche ending. This show tries to capture the difficult relationship of raising a child alone while trying to keep them from embarrassment on top of handling death and loss, with a cliche ending. So if you're dying to go back and watch a fantastic show from the dry parts of this year, please go see Kakushi Gotou. Thanks for watching. Check your screen for the Why I Love playlist and a video YouTube seems to think you'll dork out over. Or just check the description for anything else you need. Well, peace weebs.